The Rip City Drive.
Well, Godfather, it's kind of hard to introduce our next guest because she wears so many different hats. I don't even know how to describe her.
I don't either. Swiss Army knife.
The most interesting woman in the world, Jamie Hudson, joins us. Jamie, long time no chat. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good, Chad. And I wanted to let Dwight know I do have a good tax guy. So we're all good there. Everything's fine.
Yeah, she's got a good tax guy, Godfather. You need that when you're getting a bunch of 1099s, don't you?
That's right. I'm glad to
You
hear
do.
it.
You really do.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you in the slammer for not paying your taxes.
So, Jamie, why don't you update everyone on what you're doing? I've seen you all over the place. How many hats are you wearing right now? What's going on?
Yeah, thank you. Yes, I'm at KOIN doing both sports anchoring and reporting, and I'm now a weather anchor, which, Chad, it's been so fun learning how to predict and look at the weather models. Sometimes they're not, well, how do I say this? They're very unpredictable at this time of year,
Yes.
the winter weather coming. So that's been fun. It's been a challenge. And then I'm with Portland CW. KOIN owns Portland CW, and we're doing a lot more regional sports there with high school football and UP basketball games, everything like that. And then with the Blazers as well. And I'm coaching Lincoln girls JV2 team.
That is awesome.
So,
Now-
yeah, it's been good.
And you got a game tonight, first game tonight, right?
We do. I'm so pumped. I'm so excited, too, because that first game is like, okay, we've been preparing for the last 3 weeks. How is this all going to come together? We're finally going to see what it looks like. I can't wait.
You know what? I got so many questions about all that stuff that you just talked about. Now, you talked about predicting the weather. Now, I always assume that somebody just rips a page off the wire somewhere from the National Weather Service and here's your forecast for tomorrow, and they do all the work. Are you telling me now that you are doing some of the forecasting yourself?
That's right, Dwight. I am. I still look at all the other stuff, but like the National Weather Service, they'll give out like a full discussion on what's going to happen in Portland. So that's like my go-to just to get the overall view of what's going on. But it's so crazy the different models that you can look at that show when a new system is coming in. I mean, it's been intense, this training, but I like it. It's been fun.
Do you keep track of how often you're right and how often you're wrong? Or do you need me to do that for you?
I figured you already did.
No, I haven't.
How difficult was it for you to learn how to get in front of that green board and then be able to be on camera and, you got your hand up and you got to show the map and everything like that? Like, to me, that would be difficult.
Yeah. If you know, Chad, I don't use my hands much. I'm still working on that. That is a totally different ball game, working the green screen. Obviously, you're looking at a monitor to the side of you. At KOIN, they also have a monitor right under the camera. So when I look straight ahead, I can still see the graphics behind me. But it's really interesting because I actually put together a lot of the graphics. We make them ourselves at KOIN. So my husband is a graphics operator, and so now I get to tell him, look, I'm doing your job as well, and I like to rub it in.
I'm guessing John does some of those for you, right?
He should. I should get his help, but he hasn't yet.
That's great. We're talking with Jamie Hudson here on the Rip City Drive. All right, the Blazers right now, 11-11. They're 500. They got a back-to-back coming up tomorrow and Sunday. They got up to a hot start. They've dropped 8 of their last 10. Do you have a good feel for what this team is right now?
No, Chad. I think it's hard when they started so well. Obviously, when you have a guy like Shaedon Sharpe, who was a mystery man, teams couldn't scout him. I think that's shown a lot because he got off to such a great start, and now teams know what to expect out of him. So they know what to do to take away his game, and we've seen that over the last 6 games. Besides that Laker game, he was kind of coming back to showing what he can bring offensively. I think that if you were to tell fans, hey, this team is 11-11 after the month of November, which I had circled and I think a lot of people had circled as the most difficult month of the season for this squad because they were on the road, like 11 games. They had 3 back-to-backs this last month. And then when you say Damian Lillard was out for half of those games, you're feeling good about 500 basketball. But I know because of how everything went down in the start of this season, going 10-4, and now things have really it's been a rough stretch. I know it's been hard for fans to ride the wave that is the NBA season. And I think once they get Gary Payton II back and find that groove, then maybe we can start to see what this team is going to be when Dame is healthy and you get GP2 out on the court.
Okay, now that you're coaching, I feel really comfortable asking you this question. What's going on with their defense lately? What do you see?
Yeah, I think there was so much focus on that in training camp, Dwight. And as you know, they don't get any practice time when the season starts. I think they've had one solid practice in the last 3 weeks, and it was in Cleveland. So I think when you're not actually getting that focus and those reps, you tend to just not be having that mental capacity to keep with what you learned at training camp, because obviously Coach Chauncey Billups is all about defense, and he brought in guys like Josh Hart, Justice Winslow, Jeremy Grant. And I think that to start the season with so much focus on that obviously helped this team. And now it almost feels like the effort has been shifted to pick up the offense when you don't have Damian Lillard out there. And I'm not saying that they can't bring the effort and focus on both ends, but it was a lot harder. We don't see two-way players that much, right? Because that's a lot of energy to expend on both ends of the floor. So now I think that they have shifted their focus to, oh, hey, we need to get buckets. And then there's been so much slippage on the defensive end. I also think that they're overdoing it sometimes. Maybe their rotation's off. And when one guy's off, obviously that messes up your whole defensive scheme. And so I think it's been a number of things, but I think they just need to get back to paying attention to those small details on that end.
Hey, Jamie, what's your read on Billups so far this year in year 2 and the way that he's been able to reach and work with his guys?
Yeah, I think when you talk to the players, I know they have so much respect for Chauncey, and they really appreciate not only how he coaches, but just how he connects with them really well, and off the floor too. I think that he's tried to show his players that you need to have a balance between family and life, and then going out and playing 82 games a season. And so I think he's been able to do that really well, connecting with his players, but also getting the most out of them and showing that, hey, at least to start the season, we are focused on defense. And I think in the last couple of weeks, he has been very upset with how they're slipping on that end of the floor, because that's what he wants this team's identity to be, is, an elite defensive team.
All right, all of these things you're doing, Jamie, it really makes me wonder, what's your favorite, and what do you see yourself doing, say, 5 years from now?
That is a very good question, Dwight. I mean, obviously working for the Trailblazers and hosting the pre- and post-game show, that's got to be my favorite. It's fun, and I've been covering this team, as you know, Dwight, for 10 plus years now. So it's really fun to really feel like, I'm really a part of it. I'm really covering this team, and everyone there is so great. But I love doing it all. That's the thing. I think I really enjoy being a multitasker or something. There's days, though, Dwight, where I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this many things? Like, I'm losing my mind. But I definitely enjoy hosting the NBA. So I would like to stay in the NBA, in the next 5 years. It's just, I love it.
All right, one final question for you. Whether it's Shaedon Sharpe or Jeremy Grant, Drew Eubanks, Justice Winslow, there's been a lot of great storylines early in the season. Which of those has been the biggest surprise for you?
I say biggest surprise might be Drew Eubanks. I think, it's like we saw him and what he could do last year, but I didn't think you could judge anything off of last season, whether that was Coach Phillips or, what Drew was bringing, playing alongside guys that are, some of them are in the G League now. But his effort and energy coming off the bench has been phenomenal. It's been what this team needs. But I've also really liked Justice Winslow running point so that Anthony Simons is off the ball. And I think Justice, he just makes a lot of good decisions. He's strong with it. He's just a solid guy, and he loves playing defense. And I'm all about that. So my team today, Chad, I want them to hold the other team to under 15. That is our team goal. So I think anytime you can get some defensive-minded guys and skilled that is in the floor, that's great to see.
Well, Jamie, it's great to have you on the show. We're glad that you're doing well and have got an opportunity to do so many different things. But thanks for your time, and we'll catch up soon. And good luck tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, it was great talking with you guys.
You got it. There's Jamie Hudson.